What's going on, guys? Handsome Home Buyer here. And for the first podcast of 2021, we went big, huge. I brought together 5 of the top real estate professionals on Long Island in a rapid fire speed dating format, 10 minutes a pop, and you are going to love it. Anything from finance to architecture to one of the top 200 home builders in the country. You want it, you need it, you asked for it. Handsome delivers. Check it out. All right, last but not least, bam, there he is. Yo, great to see you, man. How you been?
What's going on?
I feel like it's been an eternity.
I know. It's a couple of years, right?
No, it's only been a year. It popped up on my Facebook the other day.
It feels like March of 2020 feels like it was 2 years ago at this point.
Dude, it's a crazy time, man. Well, it's great to see you. You look great. Yo, is it or is it not a great time to be a home builder flipper on Long Island? What do you think?
You must be having a field day.
Bro, it is when I tell you it is absolute pandemonium. I listed 2 houses for sale last week. There's 50, 60 people online wrapped around the block waiting to get into these places. Anything in the first time home buyer sector, like if you're in the sub 550 range, it is. And it doesn't matter where it is. I did a house in Wyandanch like 2 months ago. Mm-hmm. High ranch with a basement. The basement's that's a pretty cool thing for a high ranch.
Yep.
I listed it at $399. I sold it for $495, and we had 27 offers.
Oh my God.
It is absolute mayhem out there.
Yeah. It's funny. I've been reading about how it's slowed down nationally, but we haven't seen that on Long Island yet. So hopefully it continues.
Well, so what I'm seeing, and I'm curious to know what you guys are seeing, because last time we spoke, you and I were kind of in this like not dicey area of the market, but you guys are building a ton of housing, and congratulations. Every time I turn left or right, I see another Beechwood development going up. So my hat's off to you. And but I was having a problem getting the kind of deal flow that I usually am. And you and I were talking about how, people kind of make lateral moves and, they buy your housing based on selling what they currently have and then moving into like a condo or a townhouse type of deal.
Yeah.
And we were going back and forth like, is it going to keep up? Is the prices going to drop? What's been going on with you over the last 9 months?
So we probably spoke early summer. When we left. It's only continued to get stronger. So, I think our worst feels, look, March, April, we were like, are we going to have a business after this? Are people going to be able to get mortgages? I mean, there was so much uncertainty. When the quarantine ended and you were allowed to go out and show houses again and sell houses, we found that there was a lot of pent up demand. And I think initially we were like, this is great, but is this a couple hundred people who are just moving out of the city because they're highly reactive to what went on? And then I think as spring turned into summer, summer turned into fall, and it became clear that this wasn't something that was going to go away immediately. It wasn't just going to disappear one day, and it was maybe going to be years in the making. And then on top of it, we had, all the protests and the riots in New York City and sort of the degrading of personal safety, increases in crime. I think those things all combined to contribute to continuing to push people out of the city to the suburbs. Like I said before, it hasn't stopped yet. And you never want to get into bubble territory, but I don't think we're there. I just think we're seeing people move out of New York to the suburbs who are planning to do it, next year, 2 years, 3 years from now. So look, it's been good. I hope it lasts. I wish it was good for better reasons, but we'll take it while we can get it.
I'm curious to know kind of who the people are that are buying your developments. Because with me, the people that are selling to me and the people that are buying, it's very, it's the same every single time. So I'm buying houses from people that have been on Long Island for many years, raised their kids, and they've just, had it and they're ready to go. And then I'm selling everything to people from the city. No question.
So our buyers are still the same. Our buyers are generally Long Islanders who are empty nesters, don't want to deal with the maintenance of a big single family house anymore. They don't want to deal with, scheduling garbage pickup, cleaning the gutters, shoveling snow, dealing with the landscaper. But they've been stuck in their houses until they could sell their houses, right? And so when the market picked up, suddenly they're getting a lot more money for their houses than they would have a year ago.
Yeah.
But on top of that, they're actually selling very quickly. So our buyers are the people who've had their eye on our community for a long time, but are finally getting their house sold and are showing up in our sales center with their contract in hand saying, show me what you got. I'm ready to buy. We have, that's a, broad generalization. We have had buyers who have moved out of the city directly into a Beechwood community because, they wanted to move out of the city and they found us online and, it works for them. But broadly speaking, it's Long Islanders who are still buying our product.
So what I've been struggling with, and I'm sure you have too, and as soon as this happened, I actually immediately thought of you and I was like, I hope he's doing okay, which is construction costs, bananas, labor shortage, and just big issues just sourcing everything. Like I saw my costs on construction go 20 to 30%. It takes 3 times as long to get windows. A 2x4 went from $3 to $8. Like It was just nuts.
We've seen some of that too. Luckily, we buy lumber contracts on a 6-month going forward basis. So we've seen some increases, but it hasn't been as bad as I think for other people. We've seen the delays on appliances. We're now being forced to order appliances, windows, anything made with metal, months in advance. So it's presented more of a logistical challenge for us. I haven't really seen labor shortages. I think we're lucky in one sense, for a lot of our suppliers or subcontractors, we're their biggest client. So I'd like to think at least that, that they're going to prioritize us, when it comes to whose job to staff that day. But I've definitely seen it in terms of lead times. There's no denying logistically it's become a lot more difficult.
Yeah, no, man, it's starting to ease up a little bit now. It seems like it's easier for me to get employees now to do construction, and people kind of slow down. I don't know what's going to happen when the weather gets a little bit nicer, but I want to talk about the Selby.
Okay.
Because I drive by it all the time, and I mean, I got to tell you, man, it looks amazing. From my standpoint, that place went up fast.
Yeah. From my standpoint, it's never fast enough.
Yes. I that's why I said from my standpoint, but it's like every time I drive by, I'm like, wow, there's like another floor. I'm like, this place is magnificent. So just give people a little bit of background about, what is it and, the tie into the Vanderbilt and what you're doing there.
So it's roughly 230 rental apartments and hotel rooms. So the concept is it's an apartment hotel, meaning you can rent an apartment like you would in a normal rental apartment building. Or you can book a hotel room there for, a night or 30 days. And the hotel component's a little bit smaller. Most of it is programmed as an apartment building, but in general, there's a lot of flexibility there in whether you want to live in an apartment or a hotel room. But the entire building gets hotel amenities. So we'll have a restaurant, we'll have a huge gym, we'll have a billiards room, we'll have like co-working space. Any amenity, a pool overlooking Eisenhower Park. So it's really, it's a level of living. Every single apartment's going to have Viking stoves and refrigerators. It's like, nobody has built anything like this in Long Island before. And it's really targeted towards empty nesters who want to rent on Long Island, but don't see product. And this was the same case with the Vanderbilt, and it's worked really well. There's not product out there that's up to their standards of living, whether it be finishes, size of apartments, or amenities. And so what we thought of the thesis in the Selby and in the Vanderbilt was, okay, we're going to build something that's up to their standards. We're going to take a Beechwood condo product and make it a rental apartment. And then the hotel product, while we do transient business, business people come in for 3 nights or for a long weekend for a couple of days during the week. When we're busiest is actually over the summer, because we get snowbirds who are down in Florida or in the Carolinas for most of the year, who want to come up for 3 or 4 months and be with their family, who book those hotel rooms as basically extended stay hotels for a couple months at a time.
Wow.
So what we in the case of both buildings, both the Vanderbilt and the Selby, we really saw it as filling a void in the market that nobody else had built product to serve before. So it'll be coming online in early 2022, and it's going to be awesome. It overlooks Eisenhower Park. I sort of compare it to like, living on Central Park in the city. I mean, the views are awesome. There's almost nothing else that I can think of on the island that has views like that. So it's exciting.
Good for you, man. That's awesome. And that was a big risk, like at the time. And I know we had talked about it, just selling it from a financing standpoint to the lenders. Like the Vanderbilt no one had ever done anything like that before. And you got it done and end up performing way better than you even thought it was going to. Yeah.
I remember at the time it was tough to get bank financing because we projected rents that nobody had ever gotten on Long Island before. And so I had to deal with a lot of appraisers who were skeptical. But we had this, nobody had done it, but we had this idea, because we sell so much empty nester condominium product. We build all these communities, and the thesis is the same. It's people want to get out of their houses. They don't want to deal with maintenance anymore. They want amenities. They want community. They want easy living. And so, we knew the demand was there for condos, and we suspected that there were going to be the same people who had the same desires, but didn't want to own another home for whatever reason. And so we thought it would work for rentals, and we've proven it out. I just hope other developers don't notice so that we don't get any competition soon.
I want to close out with just talking a little bit about the potential. If you are already, I don't know if you are, but we, as a home builder and one of the biggest in the country, you can't ignore what's going on, the migration out of Long Island, right? So you see like Tennessee, you see the Carolinas, you see Florida, and I know you guys have a national reach. Are you guys looking into developing housing of any kind in other parts of the country?
Yeah, we are. Long Island's got real structural problems. New York State has real structural problems. Our real estate taxes here make it untenable for people who are just ordinary middle class people, right? It gets harder and harder every year to stay on Long Island. In a 5-10 year window, does that mean that Long Islanders won't want to buy in a Beechwood community? No, I think there are going to be enough who are going to want to buy. But long term, unless Nassau County and Suffolk County and the state do something about real estate taxes, it's an unaffordable place to live. And so we've said, okay, what are the markets that our buyers compare us with when they're deciding whether they're going to stay on Long Island and maybe move to a Beechwood community or move off island? And it's usually the Carolinas and Florida. So those are the two markets that we've been focused on setting footprints up there. And I'm hopeful that we'll have some good things to announce soon in the Carolinas. So we'll see.
Good for you, man. That's great. Listen, I appreciate your time. I know you're a busy man. Thank you for popping on, sharing all that info. Just so people know, if you want to drop some of the names, I know you have a bunch of new developments going on. East Meadow, you're still selling down in the Rockaways, correct?
Yep. So real quick, Country Point at Plainview, age-restricted retirement community, 29,000 square foot clubhouse, plus community retail, a grocery store at the foot of the community, a Starbucks, a hair salon, a nail salon. We have a really, really famous restaurant opening this summer that I'm excited about at the foot of the community. So Country Point Plainview, Country Point Meadows at Yaphank out at exit 68. Huge townhomes, villas built to the best standards, half the price of what they would be in Nassau County and a third of the taxes. We're building the Latch in Southampton Village, 20 condominium townhomes, like half a block from Main Street. We've got the Selby coming online in 2022. We've got the Vanderbilt in Westbury. It's already open and operating. We're opening a new restaurant there in a couple of weeks, which I'm excited about, even in the middle of a pandemic. We've got the two East Meadow jobs. One is 48 homes. Another one's 104 homes. We confusingly named them Meadowbrook Point at East Meadow and Meadowbrook Point Gardens at East Meadow. So just go to our website and try to figure it all out. We've got one home left at our Country Point Smithtown community. So I would just say go to beechwoodhomes.com and we've got a home for you. If you don't think so, you're mistaken. So
you're awesome. Yo, it's great to see you. And again, I said it before, I'm going to say it again. You and I are going to do something crazy together one day.
Sounds good. I look forward to it.
Thanks, brother. Have a great one. All the best.
Be safe.
All right. So that concludes the Titans of Long Island Real Estate. I hope you guys enjoyed that.